What is up? Oh, I gotta put my headphones in. Get them up. All right. Oh, I got a cat messing around behind me. Let's see if I got sound here. All right. Got the headphones plugged in. My Logitech headphones died like a while back. The USB charging port is actually all that died on it. That's soldered on the circuit board, and I took it apart like twice. But after you've soldered something that small a few times, it's pretty much just done. So just using the Logitech webcam, the microphone that's built into it, and then just plugged in headphones into the, the speaker sound system here. So it works, but it'll probably be a little better when I get some wireless headset back and get that back in the operation here. So I just ordered a pair about 30 minutes ago on Amazon, so I'll get that in a few days. So anyway, what is up? It's Friday, 7 o'clock, pretty much here in Arizona, so be a little later for some of you guys back east. What's the weather like over there for you guys, man? I gotta say, we dropped like 15 degrees in the mornings and in the afternoons compared to a week ago. So, hey, app, what are you doing? Is my connection good? Yes, 0 drop frames, so that's good for a Friday. Not so good on this app here. Shut up, cat. So, yeah. Oh, there it goes. I was just getting ready to open a browser tab, and it got afraid. So 87, but in the mornings it's been like 70. It says 72, but it's been like 70 degrees in the morning. Totally been driving with the windows down. Yesterday I made it the whole day without turning the AC on in the service truck. Today I turned it on at lunchtime when I was sitting in it, and then I used it kind of on and off for the afternoon. It did start getting a little warmer. Looks like we're going to be going back up in the hundreds. About 105 by Wednesday, and it's going to drop back off by next weekend. So we're fine at that point where it's going to go up and down in just the hundreds. So maybe we see our last 110 plus degree day. I don't know. So, yeah. Massive humidity. Yeah, you guys got a lot more humidity than us. Oh man. So at least by the coast, huh? So our humidity level, usually these kind of apps don't give you all that kind of stuff. Well, it says 15%. You guys seeing that? 15%. So doesn't give me the dew point or anything like that. Record high for today, 1990, 111 degrees. Record low, 65 for 2010. And yeah, I was like, that's not that bad. So yeah. So anyway, I got a couple videos to play, and then you guys can talk about them. The featured one's about the chiller, the central plant and all that stuff at one of the places that we've been dealing with for the last 3 years. The guy's just totally, well, I'll tell you in a second. But I'll just start with some other couple little video clips of stuff I worked on. This one's kind of funny. What is up? First calling it. So this one here, AC and evap blender. I'll let you guys kind of watch it and we chat about it as it's going, but just put it this way, the same rooftop, you can already see there's some brand new carrier package units, but they're still got the big evap coolers up there, so those don't usually play nice together. And especially if they did run these and add the humidity. I don't think they're running the coolers, but they had water in them and everything. Anyway, check out the video for a few minutes. What is up? First call. I want to say it's Monday, but that was Labor Day. Today's Tuesday. So, checking out some units. Setting the economizers. Got some issues with them, I guess. And so they got me here now just to hook the economizers back up, set them to minimum. Hey, stop disturbing my video. Anyway, I think they've been having some humidity problems, whatnot. So
I just got my Bluetooth hooked up because I just wanted readings. I want to make sure that the fans are changing speeds. These have the new carriers with the built-in variable frequency drive. It's working. Got about 0.4 amps on low speed, about 1.6 on high. Getting a kind of crude CFM measurement with this, but I mean it kind of does work, at least for just testing fans and whatnot. So you just stick these in there and it's set the duct size. So I just kind of got it over the opening. It's not as accurate as it would be if it was actually in the duct. No real way to do that in a packaging like this unless it was like down below into the trunk or something. So, but I'm just about showing that the fan is adjusting. Somebody else does test and balance on this kind of stuff. The economizer was set fairly open on minimum, so I closed it down to a little bit. Got my wet bulb type testo there right at the filter, so it measures the stair coming in, and then I'm just using that for the outlet temperature and fan speed just to show the CFMs. So, but the other interesting thing about this roof, my coworker did tell me, he goes, yeah, they got freaking evap coolers on the roof. I go, well, in the area next to it, like in the warehouse? He goes, no, in the same area. I'm like, what the hell? Here's the interesting thing about these. I just had a feeling, so I pulled the cover off this evap cooler and looking down in here, because I'm like, this would take one heck of a damper, to close this off so it doesn't leak air. Well, that's because, of course, and they didn't put one in. I'm looking right down into the building, right into the floor mats. It's like an exercise place, so I feel nice cool air coming out right here. Nice cool air. Yeah, so of course, if I look down in here, I can see the inside the building as well. So this is just duct shooting right down right there, and each of these coolers are going to the same spot. I mean, this is just feet away in the same area. There's cooler AC. There's no dampers, there's no coverings over these, no nothing. So that's probably part of the problem right there.
All right, so yeah. So basically, as you can see on that place, they had evap coolers and AC units on the same rooftop, and I don't think they were running the evap coolers, but the evap coolers they didn't have the dampers, which of course it's a 48-inch duct, so they ain't putting dampers too easily in there. No dampers, and they weren't wrapping them. So I guess they looked and they were told they were supposed to wrap those suckers, and they had it. So I'm sure it's escaping a little bit of the conditioned air. Or it depends on the way the draft goes when we open the doors. It could be actually just sucking in, untempered air, unconditioned air, just right through the coolers into the building. So they were complaining a little bit. Let's see. Oops. So basically, inside this place, these are the original evap cooler drops. These big 48-inch ducts. That one, and pretty much in every zone they added an AC on it. So here's the AC drop, and let's see. Here's an AC drop. So this is the return air on the carrier, and this is the supplies. It's going down to a 4-way. Actually, it looks like a 2-way or 3-way on this one. And then I did see some hoods up on the roof, but when I looked in here, that's why I took the pictures. They did at least have dampers on those to lift those up. But the evap coolers, which are these big bastards right here, they had no dampers at all. So that's just wide open through the cooler on this place. So yeah, here's another wide shot. AC and then the evap cooler. So, oops. I don't know why they wouldn't have just gutted these and put the ACs on. Obviously, we used to be a warehouse area. You can see the roll-up doors and stuff, and somebody used it for a gymnasium. So, stuff you see going on. So you want to move to Arizona, huh, Will? It's your funeral. But hey, I think we have better rights here and stuff than Florida. Although Florida, I think doesn't Florida also have like stand your ground laws and stuff like that? And pretty good gun laws over there, or gun rights, I should say. Gun and laws. Gun laws, I don't like that word, actually. So, Luke from Yuma. So is it any warmer down there than it has been up here? We had a bunch of guys down in Tucson today, back at that one place, with these new vertical water source heat pumps, 2-piece bastards. I thought I showed you guys those. 96 down there. Yeah, I think it was just in the upper 90s here today, or mid 90s or something like that. I already had the weather app open earlier. I think it was upper 90s, and then it's supposed to just get over 100 over the next couple of days. So, not going to be too long. Oh, got dinner being cooked for us down below. 74 Michigan, yeah. Which are nights, though, already. I heard that it's already snowing in some places. So, Texas. I think we have a little better laws or gun rights here than even Texas does, believe it or not. So, yeah. So I got this other, I'll just play the video. I was working on a VRF system here. Basically a big warehouse place where they remodeled and add some offices inside the place. So in the big warehouse area, here's the office, right? And this is the nice place they put the condenser unit. So someday I'll have to get a lift or something to get up to that. It's quite a ways up there, or just have to work off a freaking telescoping ladder. I mean, that's just bullshit. I hate hanging, because you have to hang off the ladder and try to use 2 hands to lift the tops off when the circuit boards go bad and stuff. Ugh. Probably just want to lift. But anyway, so the fan coil unit's right in here, which is this bad boy. And it's got a code P5. It's a Mitsubishi. P5 for it not working. And that would be for the condensate pump error. Well, these have built-in condensate pumps. And I had the inspection port off right here. The pump and the float switches in here. Here's where it pumps out. So LG, Daikin, they all kind of do this stuff. This is Mitsubishi. And it goes out here. And since it is a pump, you could lift the water like a foot or so to go up and over, like, you know, a wall or something. But not what these guys did. Oh, no. So here's a little video. And basically I'm just showing, I didn't record any sound because there was people below me in the office. So I'm just pointing out where the condensate goes. There it goes, like a 15 to 20 foot vertical up there and across the freaking warehouse. So, yeah, nice indeed. So that was slightly exceeding what the paperwork says. Now, someone in the office looked up and told me 27 inches, but this is right for this unit. And it says 11 and 13, 16 inches is your max lift coming out of the pump, which is F right here. Indoor unit. So odd number, but that's because I just converted it from the millimeters, 300 millimeters, or 11 to 13 16 inches. That's the maximum lift. So they saw something off about 27 inches, but they read it as foot. They thought it was good to lift it up to here, way over here. So yeah, it didn't work too well. So I actually went back today on this sucker. And I put in, I put in a condensate pump. This pipe looks a little ratty because it's been in the back of my truck, but on these units, to show you the side view again, this right here is your gravity-fed condensate, and it appears from the pump. The switch in here, and it's the same thing with LG and I think Daikin and everything. The switch, condensate float switch, does 2 functions. One, if it lifts up, it turns on the pump. And then the second function is if the water doesn't drop the float switch down in like 90 seconds or something, then that indicates that the float is bad and it shuts down the unit. So float is bad. I mean, the pump is bad or it couldn't pump out. So, and that's what this was doing. So you could just cap these and put that there. So that's what I did. So I opened up the bottom gravity one and went down. Did not have to trap this because this is positive pressure, so it's like a furnace pressure. You know, I almost put a trap. I had brought a trap in there with me, and I went, whoa, don't need it. So I just put that here, down here, and then poly tube, and the poly tube adapted with some adapters going into the 3/4 pipe that goes across. So this one was, you know, they said would lift that high. And then I got to play Sparky a little bit. They had a flat plate cover here, so I just bought this stuff here and put it in. Nobody was looking. So it looked like I was getting into the unswitched 120 volt power. Because in that, I'm pretty sure this was hot all the time going down to the switch over here. And then this is like a light, and I could see all the lights were tied into this. You can see a big bundle of them coming to this one wire net. So I'm pretty sure this was the hot feed in all the time. So if not, the pump will lose power when something's turned off. But even if I screwed up, I'm pretty sure the lights are on almost all the time. So, and that place is pretty interesting. It was like an auto place, and I thought it was like an auto parts place or something. But actually, they were making prototypes or doing something with electric cars. So I don't know. I almost thought I was sneaking a picture, but I didn't. But I saw them pushing some cars around, and I could see a bunch of electronics and electrical wires and everything hanging out under the hood. So the York chiller's coming up right now, buddy. Right now. Okay, so opening up another folder. It's just getting everybody in here. All right. The rigged chiller system. Basically, just the scoop on this place is that I've been going there 3 years. And usually when stuff's just broken and then I get it running, sometimes it's just a tripped VFD or plugged filters or strain or something, but there's always stuff it needs, and it keeps accumulating what it needs, but then they never follow through. It's like, oh, and the controls over the last year or a little over a year have went bonkers. So I keep finding things that are not working right because of the controls, and so I have already taken all these valves and everything on the chillers, and I manually opened the right ones to the one chiller, shut down the other ones, you know, doing things, and then lo and behold, I could go there another time. Oh, it's compressor's off on overcurrents, get messing around. Well, when both compressors kicked on when it was hot, the fans for the VFD, for the cooling tower fans, would sometimes drop off when it was hot. I'm like, what the hell? And I caught it doing it. So I'm like, dang it, controls are wigged. So I just put like a minimum speed in, like in the spring or like early summer, and it stayed running all the way till like a month ago, and it got hot, and then went over there and it did it. So I just had to take it off of I had the minimum speed, would just keep it from going off and just slow down and wouldn't let it stop all the way. So the controls were still like dropping out, and it would just go down at a minimum speed. I programmed in the ABV drive, so then I just put it on hand. So it's been on hand now, and that's the way it is now. And I went there actually for a unit was down yesterday. It was just a VFD on the roof there, big air handler, which you're going to see, and it's because the controls keep shutting it off intermittently. I saw it doing it again yesterday when I was there, and yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. But it's just a VFD. You can start coasting a motor and then give the command again, and sometimes it'll freak out. It'll be like out of sync or something. It'll overcurrent. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like being turned off and on that quickly or erratically. So, and I couldn't just put that on hand because it's running the VAVs, so VAV starts shutting down at night, then it like might overpressure or do something weird. And it's made some weird noise in that place, in that big ductwork. So I'll play the video for you guys now. I'll kind of explain a little bit. That shut up, cat. Anyway, check this out, guys. A couple minute long video.
Still ghettoed out with a bunch of truck parts. This is a place where we get the unit running and it starts cooling for them, but then they just don't fix what we tell them it needs. So when the controls are so screwed up here that I've got almost everything on manual operation. I've got all the valves manually open or closed to make the water go to the right chiller. It wasn't ramping up the VFDs for the cooling tower, so I had to manually set 30 hertz for the minimum, and then I finally just had to put it on 60 manual hand operation just to keep it from not wigging out. It would randomly slow the fans down, and then it would overheat. But now, on this cool day, I'm coming here, man, this pipe is cold. From the cooling tower, it's about 60 degrees because it isn't modulating. But if I put set those on auto for the VFDs over there, the controls intermittently drop out and stops, doesn't put the 2 to 10 volt signal, goes down to minimum, and stays like that for a while, and then it goes back on. But sometimes it does it while this unit was running balls out on a hot day, and then it trips this unit out for high current. The other thing I think that seems to be wrong with these is, and I heard it plagues these Millennium screw chillers, is that the slide valves go bad. So basically, just right now, these compressors seem to just run all or nothing. No capacity control. So right now, this unit's just cooling the temperature, water right down, stops, and then the water goes up a few degrees, and then it calls for cooling again, and the only thing, anti-restart timer, and it's just running on that. So it looks like this compressor over here is getting ready to elapse. I don't know if it's going to start. No cool, hasn't brought it on yet, but there it went. It did go on. So at least it's alternating compressors, though. Either that, or you'd be hearing these compressors only shut off for like a couple minutes and then restart. But I bet this unit was running 10 minutes ago. I think it's going back and forth every couple minutes. Probably a way to set the differential in here, maybe, but I don't know. The sucker's nuts. Well, I was only able to change that up to 2.5 plus or minus. Oh, that adds a whole nother degree, you know, one way or the other. Don't exactly remember how these ones work. So it's probably going to kick one on here pretty soon. Change up to 45 degrees also. Up on the roof, and once again, this air handler is down on fault. Overcurrent. It does that either if the power glitches here, but it also has been doing it, I believe, because the I'll be standing for work on these units, especially this unit. I'll hear the VFD start slowing down the motor, and then kick back on again. And what it is it's the enable or whatever command interrupted from the wigging out controls below. Nothing I can do about it. So maybe I leave that on manual, but yeah, so changing filters. They used to only call us for filters here when these were plugged, absolutely. So now we're on a regular schedule. I mean, even now, I mean, look at these suckers. This is the sun, there's the filters. So they're ripe, and then some. So 3 months is push on us. And look at this little gift. That is a huge spider. Black Widow, man. Look at that. I'm like 4 feet away from it. Look how easy it is to zoom in on that sucker. It's a little biatch. It's a big bitch. Probably 1 million babies in there. It just stopped. Alarm 2021. What does it say? It's so bright up here, can't see. Missing enable. Now it's going back on. See? Now if you coast a motor on a VFD and turn it right back on at the wrong time, and it's like it's out of sync or something, I don't know. The VFD will trip off on high current. But that's what goes on, man. The controls are wigged here, been wigged here. Screwing up the chiller, screwing up these fans. And just, it's another one of those customers that you just can't, you know. I'm gonna come here, I reset that, putting filters in, it's gonna cool when I leave, and guess what? You know, gonna remind them again about the controls issue, and they're not gonna do nothing.
Yep. So that's pretty much been the story of my life at this place. Just and I think, I don't know if you caught it, but like these Millennium screws, you know, and I've never like done a tear down on them or anything. I've changed the oil filters here and stuff like that. And I've done a lot of reading on the internet and stuff. HVAC talk, stuff like that. And pretty much the consensus I get is people don't like working on these things. They hate them. And it seems like people do say that these slide valves, which is what it does to adjust the capacity, go bad. So there's 2 chillers here with 2 compressors each. The one next to this one, it has one compressor that just, no matter what, it just goes off on oil pressure. And these are weird. It's a differential between the discharge pressure and the oil pressure, not the suction of the compressor, but the discharge. And it could be something stupid wrong with it. It might actually have oil pressure. Who knows? But that I found a spring in that thing in the oil filter when I pulled it out, and it doesn't match anything that's in any of the schematics or anybody's been able to tell me. So we even sent it off to some people or something. So basically that chiller don't even run. You pretty much need both compressors for the summer anyway, so we've just been concentrating on this one, and it runs. But the slide valves are obviously bad or whatever, so it doesn't unload or reduce capacity as the water temperature goes down. It just hits the water temperature, overshoots, and stops. And then the water temperature creeps up within just a few minutes, so then it brings on a compressor again. And it rotates compressors at least, as you saw, as those anti-restart timers elapse. I don't know if those could be turned up more. I didn't notice, but I did change the differential from 2.0 to 2.5, and it says plus minus. I'm hoping that added a degree. Maybe it'll cycle just a little less often, allow the water temperature to go up just a little bit more. And the condensers up on the roof, you know, freaking those VFDs back here, like I said, the controls are wigged, and they stop different. It does different things to my valves, everything on this place. So I have the valves like all manually. There's switches on the controls too, so you can put them on hand instead of auto, which I've done. And then the VFD, I just now at hand at 60 hertz, but now that's cooling off at night a little bit more during the days. I'm here this day the other day, and the freaking water's at 60 degrees from the cooling tower, man. You can almost use the flat plate. This place has a flat plate heat exchanger. Of course, the controls were wigging out. There was another time I was there, I saw that it was opening the flat plate at the same time that the chiller was running. So we're trying to get someone. We found someone that works on these Diversitech or whatever brand controls it is. Somebody I heard at one of the main controls companies in town has a tech that used to work on those. So we're in the works of trying to get them to schedule that. I'm going to have to go there with the guy just so I could show him what the F is up with this place. But yeah, so, but you know, at least I got here this time after the chiller was still running. But dang, I hate to see big ass freaking compressors like that just start and stopping every couple minutes on these, you know, overshooting, and then timer runs out and it starts again, man. It's just crazy. It should just be backing off the capacity and kicking back, you know. Check the comments here with you guys again. Oh, dirty power. We do sometimes. But there's something was wrong with the power at this building. Right about the same time that this happened, the lighting stopped working in this separate section of this building where the central plant is. And it's 277 volt lighting though, so I don't know what was wrong, but I took apart J-boxes. I tried to chase it down, and then the wiring goes underground about 150, 200 feet over to the other section of the building. All the circuit breakers for this place are like 200 feet away in another part of the building. And it's like, what the hell? This whole place is like hodgepodged. And I'm like, well, they need an electrician. Dude, I kept writing that on my invoices for a year, and they finally got an electrician to fix this like a month or two ago. And everything else in this place is like falling apart. And these people, they've been working on their own trucks, and these are big armored vehicles, by the way, that they work on. But I don't want to say too much about what they do, but they have all, you can see the size of the brake disc brakes or whatever in there. They're huge. They're probably, you know, for like 3-ton, whatever, I don't know, like 3,500, 4,500, probably 4,500 vehicles, whatever they are, the capacity of them are. They're big, and they have like the big air drum, the actuators for the brakes and everything that were in here. So they have their own mechanics that are trying to like keep these trucks of theirs running. So they have a bunch of that crap shoved into this room. But like they have these automatic doors that they go in and out of all these trucks, these security doors and everything, and all these doors have been broken. And so they just keep them open because they can't shut them and stuff, and they just have security watching them. It's absolutely ridiculous. But there was another door not working. So now for me to get up on the roof, instead of opening this one big door and me going up the stairwell up to the 2 different rooftop levels, I have to go through the secure place You have to go through all these trap door things, like where you have to open one door and shut it before the next door will interlock and won't let you open. All the way through there. Each time, if I need to go back to the truck or something, I'm like, dang it! Gotta go back through there and get the security to take you. It's pain in the ass. It's like the one place that you wish they would stop calling you, but they keep calling you. But they just have me just get it to work, and it works. It starts blowing cold again. Like I got the air handler trip reset, and they're gonna just wait, and it's like nothing's gonna get done. It's like, oh man, this place this has been a facepalm place since I've been going there. So anyway, Scottsdale approved. Oh yeah, freaking Scottsdale. This isn't in Scottsdale, but it's about the same thing, man. So like look at me some comments. Oh, like the human interface on those chillers. Can you see the pressure and temps on there? Yeah, you can actually. It shows, but you just push a couple buttons more than once. It's pretty rudimentary, but it does give you most of that reading. It does give you like the liquid and suction, and I think the superheat and discharge superheat, which is kind of a weird one, but they have that on there. All that kind of stuff. So, yep, that's the place. So, anyway, I think that was about it. I didn't save a whole lot of show and tell. We did have Monday off, of course. I don't remember if I showed these pictures for JB real quick, but I was on the roof, and this just seemed to be the epitome of cookie cutter houses. Just all the backyards look the same right here, as far as you can see. Houses just close to each other. Where we lived at before we live in our house now, the yards were all this close, so it's pathetic. The one I'm at now, we're still in a cookie cutter house, but and these are pretty big size houses too. My house is like 3,000, 3,100 or something. And some of these look like they might be pretty big, but look how close these are. That's how it was in El Mirage where I lived there now, but now I'm in Glendale, which is newer houses, similar construction to this, but in a little bigger yards. And then everything's old around us. We're just like in this one new community that's like less than 20 years old. But our yard, we're further apart than this. We got at least twice that. And then I'm on the end of a cul-de-sac. But yeah, it's just funny how you're just looking at this. This is just the epitome of cookie cutter right here. Just my dad called them dingbat houses. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Just slam them together. So, oh well. That chiller was still quieter than a good one. You're right about that bucket head. Capital. Let's see. No maintenance on chiller. Just fixed when broke. Yep. Because really, I mean, someday that chiller, the working one, could go down. And one day, I was off or something, right? And somebody else went there. Let me go back to it if I can. Just to bring up the picture of it.
This place.
So it's got all the pumps and everything. And somebody went there when I wasn't there, and they saw that the pumps were wigging. This is when the controls were starting to get worse. And instead of just like doing what I do, which is I just start shutting everything into manual mode, I think is what I did to get it back on. Oh, there's a flat plate, by the way, heat exchanger, flat plate between the condenser and the building chilled water, which would be able to work here in about a month or so, except for it's not until the controls are fixed. But anyway, they're like, oh yeah, it's messed up. Controls everything. So, and I was off or something. So they actually had somebody like bring in one of those portable freaking chillers and then like pipe it in. Oh, they were paying up the ass for that, and they ran it for like a week until and then I got the sucker up or one, and it did something. Maybe it was because the pump was out. I think the pump finally died. But I think, yeah, that's right. The pump died, and then I found out it was because the freaking controls were manually freaking starting and stopping the freaking system pumps. So I put a stop to that shit by putting them in manual. And then we did the next couple visits, over the month or so after that, I was just finding out that everything was related to controls, and I was finding the valves switching randomly, and then the VFDs. And it's just... Bottom line is they needed controls fixed, but anyway, that was just funny because like they put it off and they probably spent a buttload of money for a portable chiller, just like a big truck bed thing. They dropped it off and then they had to run this huge ass wire. They cut a hole through like a steel door to run it into the electrical room to get some huge ass power wires connected, and that's how they were like chill. Oh, Oh man, I wonder if I got the pictures, dude. You guys, I know I shared this like a while back. They, it wasn't it was how was it? It wasn't a portable chiller. It was portable air, direct air um, units, and they ran huge ductwork up over onto my rooftop. And I think I made a video about it a while back, guys. And basically, right there was a good spot to show you. They ran the duct up here, and then they pulled this door open, and they screwed a piece of wood, and they had like 2 ducts into this one and 2 into the other one, and it was just pushing air in there. But it made me laugh because it was like they had no return air. These portable units, it just cooled 100% outside air on these 2 big portable AC units they had sitting on the down below, and it was just pushing it into these air handlers. They didn't have it, you know, it was blowing through the return, everything, just blowing it into the building. But it was just funny because it had no return air. Man, let me take a quick look for it in the video and see if I have that anywhere in here. Because it was funny as hell. I don't know if I deleted it. I have it in my archive. May have a lot of videos saved. Search for temporary temp. Oh, yeah, I think I found it.
What's up, guys? I'm on a rooftop here.
All right, this video is from, look at the date, my properties for this. Oops. I just lost it. Somehow I just jumped here it is. I don't know how that happened. Properties. Was this April? Was that just in April? Yeah, so anyway, somebody else went there, and then they, brought in this people. So this was months ago. This earlier in the year. This is the controls are starting to get bad. This is those air handlers, and just I laughed my ass off. I figured out how these were working.
And I hope I can pull off this video before the
sun base. So, I guess I put there's the controls. The pump's bad. I don't remember what I was showing. Here we go. Yeah, so all these ducts, I was trying to figure it out. So there's 2 units down below, and they just had 2 ducts. Look, these ducts are not even insulated, folks. They go into here, and then and then one of this air handler, and there's no return. It just pushes air because down below it's drawing outside air into these bastards. There they are. These units were down below. You guys see that stuff? And they were just air-cooled. Big AC units, portable ones, they dropped off on these little, like you see, they crane lift here. 2 of them and 2 of them. So they have like 1 duct going to each one, and then 2 ducts going to each air handler on the roof. Man, and then they just draw in air, outside air. I forgot where I was looking, but somewhere there's a filtered outside air. I think that's right here where these doors are open. They just sucked in the air here and then blow them out there. Yeah, I'll go out like that. How efficient do you guys think those things were, huh? And then this uninsulated flex duct went up and into those areas on the roof. So, 3 times as much repairing, reading the comment here, temporarily instead of just fixing it. Exactly. Pencil pushers, man. All they care is about what the bottom line is for a quarter, for a month, for a year, whatever. They just push it off because it makes them meet their budget and they get their bonus or something, you know. And that's what it's bad about sometimes with a bonus. Bonuses are cool, but it also drives people to kind of like kick the can down the road, you know, and then this bites them in the ass. So, yeah, they just blew their bonus for the next year. So, yeah, so this video is probably still up. And here it is. They just screwed this piece of wood here, and then so 2 of those portable units are going into this one and 2 into the other one. So there's 4 portable units down there, cooling 100% outside air on a, you know, I guess it wasn't the dead of summer, but still, man, that just cracked me up. Trying to see if I have anything else here. That was it. But pretty much, yeah, that. So I'm glad I found this video clip before I end it, just to show you guys the history of this place. This is really, it's just really conveys this place. Oh, man. And then I was able to get the children to run after the fact. And then once I knew it was running and I had the water down, then I told them I could come take this stuff because I was confident, even though the controls were fucked. Pardon my French. But I was able to, like, you know, manually do stuff. So sounds like I got a lot of chaos going downstairs. So dinner's probably ready. But anyway, just a little bit of show and tell for the week. So I don't see too much more in the comments, even though it says there's people on still. But it's 7:30 here, so probably a little later for some of you guys, especially you guys in Florida. I don't know if you're 2 hours behind us or 3 hours behind us right now. So 7:30, so it's either 9:30 or 10:30 for Will or whoever it was that said they were in Florida there. So, you know. Anyway, with that, I am going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys later. 10:30. Oh, now I see the live chat popping up again. But yeah, 10:30. So it's not 3 hours. So you guys are East Coast is 3 hours behind them. We're at that time of the year. So anyway, I need to start maybe making some of my posts back on HVAC Talk again. I haven't done for a while. And if I start using that again, Pacing HVAC is my handle over there, profile. Signed up in 2001 or something with that. I'll maybe drop some links there when I'm going to go live or something. So, you know, start working this out. Like I said, I got a wired headset. I've got another wireless one on the way, so maybe use that. So, anyway, guys, 55, 65 degree days. Nice. But I can get that if I just drive up north. And who knows, I might go up north probably on Sunday or something. And it's usually about 10, 15 degrees cooler at Payson. So, yep. Anyway, I really need to get going. Got to go down there and eat. So, with that, I'm going to catch you guys later. Night.